Down with the nice cold Coca-Cola. Doug, did you have fun? I thought we killed it.
I'm soaking wet out here. I haven't been this wet since the last time I took a bath, which has been ages, but I'm wet. I'm wet now, and I'll be wet for a while. My feet are wet, my shoes are wet, the rain, it won't stop. Somebody stop the rain.
I feel like this video may be used inappropriately by a lot of listeners, Doug.
Oh. Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome to a preview of the 2023 Dotem presented by Michelob Ultra and, of course, the wonderful people at Family Golf and Munganess St. Louis Acura as we go hole by hole through the revamped property here at Normandie Golf Course. Number one, always a challenge. It can be gettable, but that approach shot so critical. Number one will also have an added facet as it's presented to you by Stratum Structural Systems online at stratumrepair.com. They will have a Bloody Mary bar during registration for you. And this is a hole when you and your playing partners attack it that you've got to be thinking birdie and starting the round off right, as you have a very gettable tee shot from the white tees, leaving you what I would imagine will be a gentle 56-degree wedge in for your birdie. Well, I find the second hole to be a bit challenging, and the reason for that, Jackson, is because first off, you might tee off into the wrong fairway, but then secondarily, the tee shot needs to kind of veer off to the right, which brings the foliage into play here. But if you can navigate that foliage, you're going to have a clear shot in to that second green, and if you can do that, a very makeable putt would drop you to 2 under here on number 2, which is presented to you this year at the Dotem by Family Golf and Learning Center. Oh, I love the short game area. It's so wonderful. Don't you agree? Family Golf at familygolfonline.com, the sponsor of the second hole, 2023 Dotem, presented by Michelob Ultra. Well, Doug, I agree. I find number 3 to be especially challenging. Now, just taking a look at it on this par 3, and I would put that pin from the white tees at about, I would say 178, 179 with that back left pin position. You're going to want to negotiate the creek that is barren protecting the green, and then the bunkers that are also barren protecting the green. And I always try to line up on the far left tombstone and let the ball trundle toward that pin as I attack this one. Always a challenging hole. Personally, for me, I like to get a par and move on. This isn't a scoring hole, but if you can land it on the green and pick up a birdie on number 3, you just picked up a stroke on the field at the 2023 Dotem presented by Michelob Ultra. This hole is going to be presented by our good friends, the Text Inbox sponsor, the EDF Group, and the EDF Group has a wonderful raffle for this year's Dotem. Here's what we got going on. First off, fireball shots on their hole, plus the raffle. And it will be a dinner for 4 at Olive and Oak with wine pairings, 4 field box tickets to a Cardinal game, and a $250 gift card. So you're going to want to sign up for the raffle here at number 3. And all of the proceeds are going to go to our charity partner for the 2023 Dotem, and that, of course, is Birdies for Bipolar. It is number 3, presented by the EDF Group. Well, welcome to number 4 here at the 2023 Dotem, presented by Michelob Ultra, our charity partner, of course, Birdies for Bipolar, and also the wonderful sponsors of Munganess St. Louis Acura and Alton Toyota. and Family Golf and Learning Center. And Doug, you're right, this is about where you want to be after your tee shot here. What I would describe as a very gettable par 5. If you can get your tee shot up to the top of the hill, then you're going to have about, I would say, 228, maybe 229 yards in. And at that point, you're bringing eagle into play, maybe 4-iron, maybe hybrid. You can't hit the ball as far as I can, though, of course. But this is a golf hole where you're going to want to pick up at least one stroke, and maybe you can get a couple if you can eagle it. It's all brought to you by a new sponsor here on TMA. We welcome Lottman Realty aboard, the sponsor of the par 5 fourth hole at the 2023 Dotem. Well, welcome to the number 5 hole presented by Milagro Tequila here at Normandie for the 2023 playing of the Dotem, partnering with Birdies for Bipolar. This is the golf hole I will be positioned at for what really delighted Eddie McVeigh of Maggie O'Brien's last year, the celebrity shot in which I shanked his ball into what used to be a dense thicket of shrubs that has been removed as they begin the renovation process here at Normandie. And Doug, you're right. What championship pin positioning they have down there on number 5 today. Top right shelf. I call it the New England of golf pin positioning. Absolutely impossible. I'd take a par and I'd get the hell out of here. But if you can get a birdie on number 5, my goodness, will you be thrilled. Plus, you'll have the wonderful people from Milagro Tequila serving you libations. And with me hitting your tee shot, odds are you'll have a few aces on the Dotem. Well, welcome to number 6 here at Normandie for the 2023 Dotem. It is presented by Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota, and I have always found number 6 to be oh so welcoming. Really not much risk out there as you hit your blind tee shot. There's no real trouble on the left unless you're really garbage. And then even if you miss it out on the right, you still can have an angle in, but you hit a straight tee shot, you are using nothing more than a wedge to give yourself a chance for a birdie. A very gettable hole, and if you're going to be competing with inevitably Cletus to win the Dotem, you will need to birdie this golf hole, number 6, presented by the wonderful people at Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. And they have a secret number, and the secret number to call or text is 314-252-0029. It's Munganess, Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, Peter Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Alton Toyota. Well, yeah, Doug, I am indeed in the landing area for what would most likely be a third shot here on a very long par 5. It's number 7 at the Dotem, presented by our title sponsor of the 2023 Dotem. And that, of course, is Michelob Ultra, 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbohydrates. They will be all over the golf course for the Dotem. This golf hole is gettable. It is gettable, but my goodness, the green puts the players to the test. Wide open tee shot. Very difficult to get here in 2. Some players will be able to. Most, of course, will be lying 5 down here in the creek. But take a look at that pin. Wow. I mean, the steep slope from back to front, making it an incredibly difficult green, even if you can get there in regulation. It will provide a challenge for the players, even though it is a par 5. It is number 7 at the Dotem, presented by Michelob Ultra. Well, welcome to number 8 here at Normandie. It is a drivable par 4, pending the conditions, of course. If the hawk is coming in at you out of the south, might make it a little more challenging, but certainly a drivable par 4 and that is number 8 at Normandie for the 2023 Dotem, presented by Eagle Truck Center. A driver can certainly get a player there, but if you want to lay up and then have a gentle wedge in, that's certainly an option for you, but it's gettable. We love a good gettable hole here at the Dotem, and Eagle Truck Center presents that for you at number 8. Doug, conditions sound dire here on number 9 of the Dotem in 2023. The Hawk is coming in as the hurricane is moved over the Midwest. But number 9 is presented to you by Illinois Recovery Center, a new sponsor here on TMA. Number 9 finishes off your front with a tee shot that can be challenging because the driving range is off to your right. The number 1 fairway in play if you pull it off to the left. But if you can find that sweet spot of the landing area and get yourself a flat lie, very favorable tee shot will lead to your team with a pretty simple green, flat green, as you make the turn and head to the back 9. It is presented to you by the Illinois Recovery Center.
Well, here we are on the 10th hole, sponsored by Donut Drive-In. They're providing the donuts, I guess, at registration. What's the key to hitting it well on this hole while he played out here more than I am?
I think you want to hit it straight. What's nice is now that you have no brush to the left. You still have that annoying big tree, but I think if you want to take it just a little left to right, Doug, and let me tell you about Donut Drive-In. Delicious treat, has some of the best cinnamon twist long johns in the game. Very reasonable price. Go check them out there off of Chippewa.
Don't hit the ball on the street. We don't need balls going through windshields and then people coming to me saying, well, you buy the new windshield. It ain't happening. Hit it straight and aim right, if you could be so kind. Well, this is the 11th hole. The weather's not clearing up any, I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you that much right now. This hole is going to be sponsored by Clubhouse Turf and Celebrity Greens, and they're partnering with Launch Golf. Launch Golf is a company that makes a golf ball cannon that shoots the ball for your tee shot. There's not a club in my bag I need more than a golf ball cannon.
Where do you put that? Does that fit in your bag, Doug, or is
We'll
that a
make it
separate
fit.
attachment? Okay.
Might need a separate cart for it. Well, what do you think you need to do on this hole?
The toughest hole on the property here at Normandy. Doug, if you're a bomber, you can test it with that water in the center of the fairway.
Yeah.
I'd like to go maybe just a 7-iron. Just get it out in the fairway. Got a really uphill battle there on the second shot. So that's why I consider it the toughest hole on the property.
It wouldn't be that tough if you had the golf cannon to shoot your tee shot. Someone's gonna die with this thing. Can we shoot cannonballs for a golf cannon? I don't get it. But boy, it sure sounds like fun. Well, this is the 12th hole, sponsored by Evergreen Wealth Strategies and our good friend Mark Hanna. This is a darling little par 3. Plowsy, this hole is more beautiful than anything you're going to see at Augusta National.
Yeah, when he's not hanging out at the Berlin Wall, he's helping people save money. And that's Mark Hanna at Evergreen Wealth Strategy. This is where the snick snacks will happen as well, Doug. Which, if you look at the tree being cut down, it's almost unrecognizable of a hole. So very much so more wide open. I think we're going to see a lot of people seeking pins next week here at the Dotem.
This is a hole-in-one hole.
Yes.
We saw a hole-in-one here last year by the great Danny Packer.
Yep.
I expect someone will match that at this year's tournament.
Maybe Mark Hanna. He came close in a couple of those as well. He's a great financial advisor, an even better player.
All right. Well, good luck to you, Hansy. Well, Plowsy, this is the 13th hole, sponsored by Rockstar Tacos. They'll be providing food for lunch and for the after party. 13th hole. I mean, it's as crooked as a dog's hind leg out there. Doesn't look pretty to me. Not pretty at all.
I've never heard that expression, but love it immediately, Doug. But yeah, with the trees down, KG, if you can look, you could actually pin seek now instead of taking that, that long iron or 3-wood out to the fairway. Now you can kind of take driver dead left and try to hit it to the pin.
You think you're going to hit it 350 yards straight to the pin? You're a horse's ass for saying that.
I never said I would, but some of the players out here, we got athletes that come to the Dotem.
Well, that's true.
13 will test them.
All right. This is the 14th hole, sponsored by Davy Tree. They handle all kinds of landscaping and tree services. This is a blind tee shot here. You stand on this tee, you're going to be more nervous than a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory.
And this is typically where players fall apart. You know, you're kind of teetering after that, you know, that dog leg, you would call it. What is it? Bent, crooked?
Crooked as a dog's hind leg.
I still love that one, too. Yeah, this is where the players fall apart. You can't see that tee shot. There is some, you know, some foliage and some rough, and it leans all the way left on that second shot. It's a real pain.
I've seen people leave this hole in tears and throw their clubs in the pond when the round is over. Tough hole for all of us. Well, this is the 15th hole, and sponsored by Evolution Festival. They're providing the winning team with tickets to the festival and doing an on-site tasting at the after party of 9 different whiskeys and bourbons. This looks like another hard hole. I wouldn't know where to hit it. It's another blind tee shot, Blousy.
Yeah, this one's a tough battle. Like I said, when they crumble on 13, they come here and just die on 14. This is a rough hole. Not only is it a blind shot, but it's an uphill as well. You got to get some loft. What about the guys who like those low stingers like myself? It's going to be a tough, challenging hole. But luckily, the Evolution Fest, you can look forward to that. Madison, my girl, is very much so looking forward to Brandy Carlisle. You know a lot about her, Doug.
Sure. You're speaking about dying. If the rain continues like this, there's not a one of us going to get out of here alive. And I'm a little concerned at this point. Well, this is the 16th hole now. This is called the Hubbard hole. This is where the Hubbard sales reps will be out here trying to sell you advertising. It's a nice hole, Bill.
It is a nice hole.
It's a short little par 3, reachable.
You know what I got to say? This is a nice hole, but we got to say this is a great sales staff we have here at Hubbard. So you got to hype them up. They're going to be out here hanging out. You got, you know, the Maggies, the Barbs of the world. They're fantastic people. You're going to have Kelly Hanna, general sales manager. But this hole, Doug, is actually gettable. After 2 really tough holes, now you kind of having, you know, probably 138, maybe play at 130 sometimes with the wind here. So it's a gettable hole for you.
It's a gettable hole if we're still alive. I have wired in for SOS help. The whole crew is in peril here because of the weather conditions we're currently facing. It'll be nicer on the day of the event.
It sure
we can
will.
only hope. And this hole will play very easy. There'll be a lot of birdies out here. This is the 17th hole, long par 5, sponsored by Longo Biggs, the law firm. So if you're out here and one of these other walruses runs over you or hits you with a bad shot, we'll have a law firm right there to represent you, probably.
They picked a perfect hole because I've seen a lot of our listeners golf and they don't hit them straight. And if you don't, Doug, you got yourself a school parking lot.
Sure.
You got yourself a soccer mom band coming down the street. It's going to be dangerous.
It's an interesting hole, and they say we'll have some fun if it stops raining. Well, this is your 18th hole, sponsored by CJC Transport. They're going to have a raffle with the money going to Birdies for Bipolar. And if you're chosen to do a 50-foot long putt, you got a chance to win $2,500. They have another raffle where if you're chosen to do a dice roll to spell out cash on the dice, one roll could win you $2,500. So that's nice. There's money to be made out here. Fine finishing hole, Plowsy, this 18th hole. It's a little test.
I get it. And how many putts would it need for you for a 50-footer to go in? You thinking 20?
100?
You need 100.
Probably.
I probably need 500. So yeah, you're probably right.
Well,
It's a tough hole, Bill.
Someone might win it. This is a great way to wrap up the tournament. The rain is coming down sideways now, and I'm not a strong swimmer, so we will wrap it up. Thanks so much for being with us.